Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to effectively activate takeover without having to wait for 2K to automatically activate takeover for you. In NBA 2K24 MyTEAM allows you to activate takeover early and take better advantage of getting your takeover earlier, and it doesn't actually affect the amount of time the takeover lasts for. So being able to activate takeover is super useful, and it's a skill that a lot of people just don't know about. So hopefully this video will help you out. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 14,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's just hop into a domination game, and we will talk about how this works. So we'll just hop into a random domination game here on pro difficulty. Obviously, each player has their own distinct takeover, and you can see what takeover your player has by clicking your left button, which I will show here in just a second. And you have to use your left button as well to activate takeover. But the way that you know how much takeover you are getting, first and foremost, as well as what takeover your player has, is, as y'all can see right here, if I hit my left button, there is an icon beside each of my players. As you can see, Chris Bosh's looks like a target, and that is because his is sharpshooting takeover. We're gonna, for the sake of this video, use Steph Curry, which just requires me to shoot a couple threes with him, but we're just gonna shoot that one with Steph right there. He knocks it down. Steph, as you can see, also has sharpshooting takeover, which, by the way, is the most it's the best takeover this year, especially for a guard and for a shot creator. You want the sharpshooting takeover. And as y'all can see, you see where it says A, which is Steph Curry's icon. When I hit the LB, that red that you see, the red line on the outer circle of the A filling that black circle, that right there is your takeover amount, basically how far you are to takeover. As you can see, I'm going to hit another one, and as that one goes in, the takeover meter goes up again, and now he's almost halfway. Now, the way that 2K works with activating your takeover is once you get the circle fully full, it will activate takeover for you automatically, and you will hit takeover. But you don't actually, and I'm not sure why this is a feature, but you don't actually have to wait for 2K to manually update your takeover and activate it for you. As you will see with Steph Curry here in just a second, when you get your takeover meter to 3/4 of the way full, you can activate takeover yourself. You don't need 2K to do it for you. He hit that one as well, and we are not quite there. We're only halfway so far. It's going to take one more three ball with Steph Curry. Once you get to 3/4 of your takeover meter, which, as y'all can see, we're just slightly over halfway right now, so we're probably 1-3 away from that point. But once we get there, we will be able to activate takeover ourselves. And how we activate takeover, let me hit this 3 hopefully, so that we hit the 3, perfect. And now, once we get out of the timeout, we should have a big enough takeover to where we can actually activate our takeover, which is going to give us the same amount of takeover, by the way, as you get normally in terms of how long you have takeover. All you have to do, now that you see that Steph Curry has 3/4 of his circle filled up with the red bar, you want to click onto the player that you're trying to activate takeover with, and then push your right stick in. And then after you push your right stick in, once you press any button, you're going to automatically have takeover. As y'all can see, I didn't have takeover a second ago, and then I activated it right there. So I pushed my right stick in while I clicked onto the player, and then I pushed any other button, and that actually officially activated the takeover. And that is how you activate takeover. Last year, all you had to do was push in the right stick when it was 3/4 full, and it would do it automatically. This year, you have to push another button after you push your right stick, but it doesn't matter what that button is. As long as you're clicked onto the player, it will activate takeover if they are at least 3/4 of a way to the takeover. And as y'all can see, it's not a full circle of takeover, but even when you let this circle fill up all the way and then the game automatically activates your takeover, you still get the same amount of takeover on your bar. So you're not getting less takeover because you're activating it earlier, which means there's really no incentive or no lack, or I guess downside, I should say, to activating your takeover once it's full. So I always activate takeover. I'm checking every single possession to see how close my players are to takeover, to see if anybody's getting close, because takeover is such a useful thing to have in this game, especially a sharpshooting takeover. So I target getting sharpshooting takeover with my top scoring cards, especially in this game, because it's so good. So But yeah, that is the entire gist of it. That's all you have to do to activate takeover is once you're 2/3 of the way to that bar, you just push your right stick in while I clicked onto the player and then push anything else and it'll automatically give you takeover. Activate whatever takeover your player has. If you want to try to change your player's takeover, you can apply shoes that boost the stats in the area that you might be trying to change that takeover to, but there's no guarantee that'll work. It all depends. I don't exactly know how the comparison works for what decides exactly what each takeover is going to be, but generally speaking, you can tell just by looking at them what takeover they have. You might be able to change it by applying some shoes, but you might not. And either way, it is what it is. But hopefully this video helps you out. This is how you can activate takeover no matter which takeover you have, anything like that. You should be able to activate it like this every single time, which is very, very nice. It honestly makes it really, really simple because once you know how to do this, it's going to make you get takeover quicker, which makes you a better player as a whole because then you'll have takeover more often. And who doesn't want to have takeover more often, right? So actually a really useful skill that a lot of people just aren't aware of. So hopefully this video really helps you out. Another pretty important gameplay thing. So hopefully y'all been enjoying the gameplay tips that we've been dropping so far in 2K24. And with that being said, that is going to do it for this video. If you did enjoy, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.